political website, The Hill, had posted several stories alleging American malfeasance in Ukraine, including by me. One quoted a corrupt Ukrainian prosecutor who claimed, falsely, that I had tried to shield certain favored Ukrainians from prosecution by his office. A companion article detailed an equally untrue but even more damaging assertion in Donald Trump's Washington, that I had repeatedly spoken with, quote, disdain about the president's administration. Other pages in the packet revealed that the Hill stories had gone viral back home. Most concerning, President Trump himself had tweeted about a piece appearing in the Hill after one of his favorite news sources, Fox News host Sean Hannity, had devoted part of his primetime show that first night to the manufactured scandal. The rest of the news packet included follow-on news articles, interviews, blog postings, and tweets from right-wing commentators, many of whom had Trump's ear. They were filled with vitriol, slamming me for fictitious acts of corruption and disloyalty to the president. One alarming tweet directed at me featured a photo of a noose with the words, "It's for you." Over the course of my 33-year career in the Foreign Service, much of it spent in the countries of the former Soviet Union, I had seen this type of disinformation operation before. Oligarchs, unscrupulous officials, and government agencies, or some combination of the three, had frequently launched disinformation campaigns to destroy commercial competitors and domestic political opponents. They disseminated their fictions so effectively that baseless rumors quickly became generally accepted facts, or viewed as factual enough. Sometimes American diplomats were targeted as a way to discredit our diplomacy. But such efforts universally failed with the only audience that counted in America. In my experience, the State Department had always responded robustly, making clear that the information was false and that the embassy and the targeted diplomat enjoyed the full support of the U.S. government. Not this time. This was something as new as it was threatening. Corrupt actors in Ukraine were colluding with corrupt actors in the U.S., and they were successfully influencing our government and our people. It was a shock, made all the more devastating by the fact that rather than stopping it, people close to the President of the United States were aiding and abetting the effort. And when Trump waded into the fray by sharing the results of this disinformation campaign with his tens of millions of Twitter followers, he showed how effective the operation had been. I knew that Trump's tweet almost certainly meant that the plan to remove me would be successful, but I wasn't going down without a fight. I wasn't just concerned with defending my honor, as important as that was to me. I was also thinking about the integrity of the U.S. government, our national security interests, and the continuing success of our bipartisan agenda in Ukraine. The people who were working against me wanted me gone because of the embassy's efforts to help reformers fight corruption in Ukraine. Efforts that stood in the way of their unprincipled plans, which included Trump's tarring his expected 2020 rival, former Vice President Joe Biden, with manufactured dirt. If these bad actors won, not only would U.S. interests be undermined, but the victory would also reveal the extent to which personal interests were running U.S. public policy. Even worse, it would encourage shady characters in the U.S. and around the globe to believe that they too could manipulate our policy or get rid of American officials who stood in their way, and it would hand them a roadmap for how to do it. I had no choice. I had to fight this, and I firmly believed that the State Department should fight it too. In a flurry of email and WhatsApp messages to my colleagues back in D.C., I urged the department to issue a statement of support. Word came that David Hale, the department's number 3 official, was recommending that I, quote, deny on the record saying anything disrespectful. Using the abbreviations for Foreign Service Officer and President of the United States, he also suggested that I publicly, quote, reaffirm my loyalty as ambassador and FSO to POTUS and the Constitution.